Hello friends, it's Bev here and welcome back to the channel. It's late August and in the backyard flower garden slash vegetable garden. We went through a very hot period and now it's been cool for the past 2 weeks, and I think the plants are just loving that coolness. So I'm quite impressed with what the backyard is doing in terms of flower slash vegetable garden. So I'll do a quick tour and show you what the backyard gardens are up to. So I will start with one of my very favorite plant of the season, and I'll walk right into it, and it's this phlox. This phlox has been so gracious. It has been blooming since early summer up to this point, which is late August, and I'm just loving it. The bloom has gotten a little less, but it's still beautiful, still outstanding, still have enough bloom for me to enjoy. And I love this one to the point where I thought I need more in the garden. So with that in mind, I went ahead and I'm trying to propagate a few more plants, and this is my propagation going on here. So that's four of them I have there. I started this 2 days ago, and they're looking good so far. I hope these will come through for me, and so I can have more of this beautiful phlox in my garden. I'd also like to combine a few more colors of the phlox in the garden. Yes, and for the other plants that are doing good, I will move over to the daylily. In my last video, this daylily looked as if it had died, had done its thing for the year, but no, I came in, I cleaned out all the dry ones, cut out all the dead stems, and look, my daylily is back and blooming. You hardly see any daylily blooming at this point, but mine is going, and that's to say it's a very good idea to always deadhead your plants for them to continue blooming. So I'm quite impressed with the daylily. And for my pinnacle hydrangea, planted this just last year. Can't wait for it to grow and get a lot taller so it can put on a show and get more buds. But yes, it's taking on that beautiful color, and more color there and more color over there. And this was planted just last year, as I said, so this still have a long way to go in terms of growth. And here my canalilly, yes, kept blooming. Need to deadhead it, and in a little while I'll get more bloom, but this has been doing splendid throughout the season. And you know what, I do intend to overwinter this one, so that's why I made sure to go ahead put it in a pot. So that's the whole intent with this canalilly, instead of starting it from seeds every year. And over here, this little one, that's my Rose of Sharon just coming through. That's a beautiful one there. That's fairly young too, so it doesn't have that much buds, but I love the color, and it's gonna be a beauty as it gets bigger and put on way more buds. Nasturtium doing well there, dead-headed a few weeks ago, and now it's come back to life, and that's looking good. All right, so we now move on to the sedum. Last time I showed them, they barely had any colors, so now you can see the beautiful color of the sedum coming through. Oh, you have to have sedum come fall. That's such a beauty in the garden this time of the year. And my zinnias, I think I planted them a little too late, but they're just starting to bloom. There's one there, another here, and there are others that are still pending in terms of blooming. And yeah, and I'll go over to the rose, and the rose thought it had done its thing for the year, but no, I deadhead it, and see their buds come in. Buds over there, and buds and buds. So in a little bit there'll be more roses for us to enjoy. Yeah, so that's it for the rose. And I noticed the buds, they're not as large as the first flush of bloom, but that's expected. The second bloom is normally smaller and the third even smaller, but to be getting a second bloom and third bloom, that's just gracious, cannot complain. And another sedum here taking on its color. Yeah, and the lantana, which I still have in my pots. I want to put the lantana in the front, at least a piece in the front, but it has all annuals where I'd like to put it, so it has to stay there for the time being. And my beautiful geranium that I've had over the years, put a little piece here, now it's blooming, and I love this color so much that I will be trying to preserve this geranium. I don't want to lose out, the color is too beautiful. And the coneflower is doing just splendid, love it. This powwow, I bought two last year. Actually, I bought one, split them, put one in the front. I don't know what became of that one. Maybe that one wasn't getting enough sun, as my front garden tends to be more shady. The back does get a lot more sun. So there goes my coneflower, powwow, coneflower, and I'm loving that pink. Isn't that rich? So rich. Can't wait for that to get bigger and give me lots more bloom. And talking about coneflower, I'll take you over to this other coneflower, which I also planted last year, the same time as I did this pink one. And that's this coneflower here. It's a bit hidden. It's a bit hidden by the phlox, but I love them both. So that's the coneflower there, and that is looking and doing well also. Next, we have another sedum, looking good also. Marigold, and a little container I had here with the different plants, snapdragon, and different plants they're going. And the moms, they're taking on bulbs, as you can see. So that's all my bulbs in container, looking forward to those. And the hydrangea got a bit scorched, went through a very dry period when I didn't water, and that's what have become of it. So we'll move on from that one. And over here you have the beautiful blackeye Susan. Yes, and this beautiful one here, been put in a show for a while, which it does all the time, and I keep deadheading and it keep looking more beautiful. So yeah, and the cleome also doing its thing, putting on a show. Yeah, and for the baskets with all these pertunia, I will be coming in soon and collecting seeds from these pertunia. As you know, I don't buy plants, so to speak, so I will need to gather seeds for my planting come January, February, around there, and during the winter. Another basket here, so all these I need to come out and get seeds from these petunias that are going. I will now take you and give you a quick peek of what the vegetable garden is doing. As for the vegetable garden, that one is doing very well. As you can see over here, I have the cucumber. I came out today and I did a bit of harvesting. So here is cucumber galore, and I've been harvesting on a daily basis. I also have me some zucchini, some peppers, cabbage, tomatoes, there's some okras, and so forth. And in this area, I am doing some succession planting with spinach and lettuce. Also over there is my celery, which I've been also harvesting daily. Here are the carrots also, continuously harvesting. And over here, all the peppers, I've been harvesting these as needed. There, and the tomato, those also I've been harvesting as needed. And for the callaloo, just got me a lovely bundle there, And yeah, the callaloo did very well this year. I guess with all the rain we have been getting and the heat in between, it has done very well, and I find myself harvesting callaloo on a weekly basis, and I mean huge bundles. So quite impressed with that. You may remember I had me some bush bean on the opposite end, and I harvested those earlier, and I did succession planting on this section, and now these are all blossomy and getting ready to produce beans. So in a little bit I'll have more bush beans, and that's okra they're going. I've been harvesting a couple at a time, and my beefsteak tomato and the plum tomato. And over here I have me some Swiss chard, doing very well. Have to come out and harvest that. Been doing well also, and also some broccoli. Don't see any broccoli as yet, but it's a cool weather crop, so I'll leave it and see what happened there. And more callaloo here, and the asparagus. Hoping to get me some lovely asparagus come spring. All right, and to the very frontier, I'm growing me some grapes, the red and the green grapes, because I only eat grapes with seeds, and I find it's very hard to find in the store. So I make the conscious decision to try and grow my own. So wish me success there. I'll be planting them in the ground in the fall, and I'll be making some trellis, but that's to come, as these will take some time to grow, maybe 3 years before I even harvest any grapes, but it doesn't hurt to try. Over here, I've grown Irish potato for the first time, and this is a wheelbarrow, an abandoned wheelbarrow I had in my shed, and I thought, why not put it to good use? So I painted it, and this come in quite handy for small space gardening. Like myself, I'm limited with space, so we have to get creative. So yeah, so I'm quite anxious to see how that will turn out. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel so you can join me for the big reveal on these Irish potato. Really curious about these. Here I started some seedlings, and these are my sweet William, some blanket flower there, and some coneflower. I think those are. I planted from seeds, and hoping to plant them in the garden so I can get more blooms next summer. All right, so that's it for the vegetable garden slash flower garden for late August 2024. So I want to thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.